My lords, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. As we start this episode, I need to offer my apologies once again. If you cast your mind back to a previous episode, there was an error in recording where the game footage didn't capture correctly, and it was a frozen screen with the mouse moving around, and I had to cut about 15 minutes worth of footage. Now, unfortunately, it happened again because I did intend to do this episode in two parts, in two sessions. However, I now think I know what's caused the issue. And it seems to be if I tab out of the game screen while it's recording and then tab back into the game screen, it then freezes the screen almost like a screenshot, and the mouse will continue moving around, but the picture will not change. Much like it is now, but this is only because I've got it paused, so this is just a demonstration. So what I'm going to have to do first of all is quickly overview what I've lost in terms of footage. Now, one of the first things you probably will notice is we have new trains. We have the 10-wheelers. We have a few more new vehicles as well, the A35 and new cargo wagons. We also have the Mack, which is a bus, and I spent the first part of the episode upgrading several lines to the new vehicles. What I also did is lay in two new passenger lines from the transport exchange, the railway exchange in Gillingham, to the two towns that are situated off to the east in the mountains, Stockton and Boston. This pink train we see in front of us is one of those trains running one of those lines. So what we'll do is we'll quickly go and have a quick look at all of that. We'll start the game running and we'll see what's changed. So if we head out to Gillingham, we can see the branch line here heading off to the east, up the hill, and then we have a station in Boston and a station in Stockton. They both have a line assigned to them. The Gillingham-Boston shuttle and the Gillingham-Stockton shuttle, and they both have the same train, obviously different livery because they're different lines. We also, as I touched upon, have new buses. These are the Macks. I've replaced all the existing bus services with the Mack, so all the buses around the various cities are now running this instead of the old Landauer or even the American carriage in some cases. Other than that, fortunately, I didn't do much else. It was just spent building this track, setting up the lines, buying the trains and doing a few upgrades. So in terms of overall time missed, it was about 20 minutes worth of footage, but we could catch up in just a couple of minutes. So I believe we're now all caught up. If there's anything else I did do, I will mention it as and when I remember. However, the only major thing was the passenger lines to Stockton and Boston. So given that I think I know what's been causing the issue, hopefully it shouldn't happen again. So I do offer my apologies for that, but as I says, fortunately, in terms of actual gameplay, it's probably about 10 minutes worth, so it's not the end of the world and we can easily press on from where we are. So given that we have new vehicles, if we just go to our train depot, we can scroll through the unlocks that we've unlocked. So we'll start with the locomotives. As you can see, we've got the 10-wheeler and the A35. We have the higher capacity passenger wagon, which I need to upgrade our lines to carry. At the minute we are running the clear story, so the 6-axle passenger car is the only one that offers a greater capacity, so that could be worth putting onto the Coventry main line. And in terms of cargo, we have some, if I find them, here they are, look, the higher capacity, higher speed boxcars, flat cars, gondolas and tank cars. So at some point we will need to upgrade our freight trains with the new wagons. Now we could make a start with that actually. If we say pick on the Planks freight train, is just unloading, so we'll choose him. So he has a capacity of 70. So if we quickly manage him, we can first of all fit the new locomotive, which is the A35, which is far superior to the Russian OB. And then instead of having all of those flat cars with side stakes, we can change them for the bigger capacity ones. So we've got 8, 12 and 12. That one's lighter, so we'll go for that one. And if we wanted to achieve the same capacity, we'd only need 6 wagons. But given that this is a more powerful train, there's no harm in adding extras, and that will cost 8 million to do that. So if we modify him first of all, and then as soon as the next one delivers his incoming load, we shall do the same with him. However, I think he's still on platform. Yes, he is. But we could upgrade the logging trains. So at the minute their carrying capacity is 140. So again, we'll ditch the loco in favour of the A35. Where's the flat car? There it is. That's the one. So we've got a 140 capacity, so that's what we're looking to achieve. Where are we? That's 144 replaced. So it makes him a shorter train, and he should also be a faster train as he has a more powerful engine. Obviously, the cost to blanket upgrade all our services would be far in excess of what we have, so we are going to have to do it piecemeal, unfortunately. But that's okay, it's something to keep us ticking over. However, the one we do want to focus on is our passengers train, especially the main line, as this is a very, very popular service, as we can see here, in both directions, to Bridgewater and to Bridport. So how much would it cost to amend all of these trains, for example? At the minute they're running the 10 wheelers. What else have we got here? The CE22 shit. So a new tram. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that. It's not shit, I know that. So moving swiftly on. If we put the A35 on, although that is more of a freight train, but so I might stick with the 10 wheelers actually. That might be, I've just deleted all the things there. But if we put the higher capacity passenger carriages on, what does that do in terms of speed? 62.29. Oh look, but it does lose a lot of speed on the medium grade, so maybe we do want to add the A35 as well. Look at that, that just blows you all out of the water, doesn't it? But just the one train would cost 6 million, so it's not something we're going to be able to afford to do for all 6 of the trains, quite clearly. So for now we'll leave that. In fact, no, I've changed my mind. For now, we shall just change some of the carriages over. So they carry 60, so that would still be 60. Would lose a bit of speed on the grades, but on a flat it would be much faster. And that would only cost 3 million per train. So we can do some of them, like so. See how many we can afford to do. That's already up to just under 10 million. So it might just have to be half of them for now. Have 3 running the 6-axle cars, and have 3 running the clear stories. Yes. We'll have to do that, unfortunately. It's not ideal, but it's all we can do for now due to the money situation. Let's have a look. Is that... No, that's the old Pullman, isn't it? Is it? No, that's the new one. If we just click the cockpit camera, we can have a good look at the new carriages. There we go. So here's a shorter train, and we have reduced the capacity from 64 to 60. However, we have increased the top speed quite considerably. So perhaps on balance it's better overall in terms of rate and throughput, but that remains to be seen. Obviously when we can, we'll also upgrade the locomotives as well as upgrading the other 3 trains that we haven't touched yet due to financial reasons. So that's where we're up to so far. The question is now, oh no, the question now isn't anything. What we're doing now is looking at the new tram that we unlocked, the shit stirrer. Let's have a look. So you do 25, 60, 14, carry 21. You do... Look at that, just, again, much, much, much superior. How much would it cost to replace them all? 2.3 million there or thereabouts. That's not too bad. Which city is in the bigger need for new trams? To be honest, they could all do with some. Although that was a bus line I was just looking at there. Yes, bus service. I do believe it's only Coventry and Morley that have the trams, yes. I'd say we focus on swapping the trams in Coventry first, as it's the capital city. It just makes sense to do that, I think. So to do both tram services, that's going to cost us, I dread to think, but that's not too bad actually, 4.5 million. Yeah, I could live with that. I can't afford it, but I could live with it. Schaffhausen. So that SCH must be Schaff for Schaffhausen, and ST must be for Saint, Street, Stump. This is a fun game to play. Let's quickly press on. No, that's not the wrong time. So yes, Gillingham. So the new line, there is pickup on it already. Here we go. Look, we can see one of the new trains, the new shuttle trains, pulling in already, and it's already full. And this is from Boston. Do we have much? Yes, we have a lot of uptake in Stockton. Whoop, clicked the wrong thing. 96 people. So that's proven a popular service already. I think what I will do as well is where this line curves off to the left, and they also have a line that goes straight and connects into here. Or maybe I'll just run a bus between Stockton and... Yeah. Yes, I was thinking of having a little passenger service between Stockton and Boston, but they're so close. It would be ridiculous. So just having a little intercity bus service between the two is probably the most sensible and logical idea, I think. Yeah, we'll go with that. Oh, the other thing that just reminded me, I set up an intercity bus line between Coventry and Bridgwater in an attempt to alleviate some of this here, because it's a very popular service that our trains simply can't keep up with, and the thinking was, well, if they have the chance to take the bus instead, maybe they will. However, as we can see, they're not doing that. Not a single person is using the bloody bus line, so that was a waste of money. But even so, I think it's nice to have, I say this all the time, but yeah, that little bit of variety. And you're still running the old land hours, but given the fact you've got no buggers using you, I don't suppose it matters that much. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll return to Boston and to Stockton, and then we will set up that intercity bus line that I was talking about. So if we put where's the best place for this? I'm going to say if I just demolish this road here, although it is on a nasty slope, so forget that, I'll take that back. You can have your road back, I apologise. Can't build it back. Don't get mad. There we go. Where would be the best? I think we bulldoze your building. Very sorry sir, it's compulsory purchase order. And then if we take this section out here, just wait for it to autosave, there we go. And then put the passenger station in here. That is going to be the best place for my money. And then we need another street access there, and that fits in perfectly. Then this bus stop here, which is just a mini bus service in Boston to get people to and from the station, that can be routed onto this new bus station here. That's what we're going to do there. We will end up in the future no doubt needing extra platforms, so I'll put them in now, and that way the naughty people of Boston can't build their houses up against it and block me out. Let's just give them a proper name. Boston. It's easy for you to say. Boston Exchange. There we go. And then we need a similar stop in Stockton, and here looks like a perfect place for this one. Whoa, getting a bit dizzy, so just set him up. Yeah, that'll do. And then configure, have the street access, and then we can drop in the road. We can drop in the road, there we go. And again, at one point we're probably going to want extra terminals on here, so let's drop them in immediately. Rename you to Stockton Interchange, and then we can set up the intercity line between Stockton and Boston. There we go. So this is intercity bus, Stockton to Boston. Absolutely perfect. Let's get some buses assigned to that. There we go, you'll do. You can have the max, and we'll say 6 for now. Can always add more later. Where are you? Colour. That one? No. Is it? Yes. Okay, so that's the intercity from Boston to Stockton set up and running. Let's see how popular that proves. Hopefully it's a bit more popular than the Coventry to Bridgwater one. So the crowding still continues. It's not crowded in terms of having a full platform, but it is crowded in terms of sheer volume. So we really need to be able to, we really want to focus on upgrading our passenger trains to get these people moving that little bit faster. Can we upgrade any more of them as it stands? So we've done the first 3. If we just select the remaining 3, drop the 4 old carriages, put the 3 new ones on. See, that alone would cost 3 million for that. Well, they, yeah, 1.3 million a piece, aren't they? They are expensive. Yeah, it's going to take a while. We're going to have to accumulate some funds to do that, aren't we? Okay, so we'll leave that for the time being then, and we'll come back to that a little bit later. We're not going to be able to do it for a short while, so there's no point in staring at it. So now that Gillingham is connected to Boston and Stockton, and the people from Boston and Stockton can get onto our main line and to the south, perhaps we should turn our attention north and run a line into Petersfield. We can have our passenger station in Petersfield in this large open area here. Plenty of space to work with. Say round about just on the edge of this little wooded area. Yes, that'll do. And then we'll lay the track in before we connect it up in terms of, oh, we got the Dukes, the Great Western Rail top light coach, blah blah blah, 80 miles an hour, oof. And we also have the 442 Atlantic. Okay, we have to take a look at those in the not too distant future. We'll first set up this bit of track between, is it Petersfield? Petersfield and Gillingham. Alright, let me do that. What's wrong with you? There you go. Was it Petersfield? It was. So if we just quickly lay this track in, if you go straight, yeah, you're going to tunnel, aren't you? I prefer you didn't. How bad would a cutting look? Well, that's just bloody ridiculous, isn't it? Well, he's going to have to rise. I mean, he needs to rise up anyway to meet the elevation of the station, so my only hope is the elevation change is over such a distance that it's a gradual elevation change, if you know what I mean. It's doing it over 500 metres rather than over 100 metres. So that's that. And then if we connect these in as well, like so, and we'll then have a slip switch, or a diamond switch I should say, like so. Then any train on any platform can head to Petersfield if they want to. Not that we will be having trains from other platforms run to Petersfield, but just for, it's just nice to have the option. No idea why, just go with it. Moving on, let's go ahead and put our signals down. Not there, you bloody dolt. That wouldn't work, would it? Think. Then we want some blocking signals there, and say there, and perhaps one more there. I believe that should do us. And then the Coventry main line, you now go past Gillingham, you go to Bridport to Gillingham, to Petersfield to Gillingham. And on your second stop in Gillingham, if you could use the other platform, that would be superb. Okay, so even though the mainline trains are going to run up here, naturally there's not going to be many people coming this way because there's nowhere for them to go. It's literally a station in the middle of nowhere. I mean, they can see Petersfield, and if they fancy a brief jaunt through the woods, they could walk there. Might be quite pleasant, but it's not going to attract many people, I don't think. People want convenience. At least in this game they do. Why can't... No, that's going to be... You're going to be awkward, aren't you? If you go... Oh, that's... No, I just need to keep it level, that's all I have to do. And then run out that way. Now let's switch to a curved road. Like so. And then from this side, if you immediately start curving, then you can run straight. About there should line up. No, about there. Or you could just do that. That's better. That's fine. We want bus stops. We'll have a clockwise, counterclockwise service for Petersfield straight off the bat. So there. And then I'm going to say we'll go this way and finish a road connection here. Have it at an angle. I don't see why not. And then we'll do the same to there. I'm sure you can get where I'm going with this. We'll go that way. And then up that way. Out this way. Here. Ta-da. No. Oh no, I suppose we could. If I upgrade that to a large, well, a medium street, and then sweep in like that. It's a bit weird, but it'll work. And there's no point in having the bus stops there yet, but in the future, obviously, people may build up here, so that bus stop will see more use. So then we'll do the two lines. There we go, perfect. Just name them up. Wait for the autosave to finish. There we go. And then it immediately put the clockwise line in as well. There we go. Ooh. It's a strange noise. Ooh. Sorry. Petersfield. Concentrate on what you're doing, Andrew. Come on. Okay, we need a depot. Put him on the angle. Ooh, that looks quite nice. Well, it doesn't, but I'm going with it. So you are faster than the Mac, but you have a reduced capacity. I'm going to stick with the Mac, and we'll have 8, which will give us 4 per service. Set the maintenance to very high. And what we've got, I think it's the dark one and then this light one here. Again, set the maintenance to very high. Petersfield. Pink Petersfield with your pink buses. And off they go. Now the passengers can get off the station and get into the city, or the village as it stands right now. The village of Petersfield. Anybody due to get off here, or you're gonna switch around with the train and head back towards Coventry? I imagine that's what you're doing. But maybe they'll surprise me. Maybe they'll get off. Maybe 60 people want to come for a quiet village pint in Petersfield. Pint in Petersfield with the pink buses. Nope. They've all took one look at it and thought, do you know what? Bollocks to it, I'm going to Coventry. Poor Petersfield. I'm sure you'll get some love soon. Gillingham. A lot. Oh, we've got 3 people on. Yeah, well done you guys. Who are you? I wonder if I could find you. Oh no, they're all going to Petersfield, then turning around and heading back. Bastards. I've got a soft spot for Petersfield now. I want it to grow. I want it to overtake Coventry. Can we manage more of these vehicles? That one, that I think we've got, yeah, nearly 12 million. We should be able to afford it. So we want the 6-axle. Hopefully these aren't full to capacity. I guess they will be, because those people who no longer have a seat are just going to get ejected from the train. So now all of our mainline trains are running with the 6-axle passenger car, so we should see a speed increase on those. I believe they can now top out at 62. Is that what it said? Yeah, top speed 62. Have you done anything yet? Have you, bollocks? Have you done anything yet? Yes. What are you doing here? Refined oil haulage. Why are you not grabbing this refined oil? Are they all on the same line? No. Okay, so I've got confused over my setup here. If we pick on this one, manage the line. At the refinery, you pick up refined oil, obviously. Yeah, I don't think we need the 2 lines. I think that's going to do us. I don't think they've even moved off platform yet, have they? Manage line. Tell you what, for no good reason, we'll have... Well, that's not right. No, that is right. That's right. Oop. Now they should start moving off. Really, I've got a duplicate line there, 2 lines doing the same thing, but we'll leave it. It's not going to cause any harm, I don't think. Anybody going to Petersfield? No. Do we have a quarry nearby? We do. See, to me it makes perfect sense to have the stone from here, from Stockton, drop to this brickworks, and we'll start supplying bricks into Petersfield almost immediately. It's an easy route to do. And we could do it by road vehicle, and I think I shall. So let's build a road around the foot of the mountain for now. Oh god, there's no need to do a bridge. There you go. Curve around the mountain. Up you go. Ooh, nice little tunnel. Ooh, strange noise. Nope. There you go. There we go. And ooh, another little tunnel. I need to stop making silly noises. There we go. So we now need a truck station for the quarry, a truck station for the brickworks, and an unload point for the bricks themselves. There. It will interact with the bus for this stop here, but that's very much damage limitation. So we want to go from there to there to there. At the quarry you want to wait until you are fully loaded with stone. Then here you want to load bricks and unload the stone. And then here you want to unload the bricks. Where are the bricks? There's the bricks. So you wait until full there, but you're not waiting until full anywhere else. That's okay. Need to change the name of these truck stations. This is Stockton Quarry, and this is Petersfield Brickworks. And the line is not line 1, it is Brick Production Petersfield. There we go. May as well use that vehicle depot to get the carriages. What we got? We've got the first truck which carries 6. Or the steam flatbed, which is faster but less power. I think we go for the truck for the increased power, just because the mountain road it's going to take. Plus we've not got any of these on any line, so it'd be nice to see them. I'm going to go for 30. Colour them red, put them on the line. So that will be bricks now being produced and delivered to Petersfield, which will start seeing some growth. So then all these people who are snubbing their nose at Petersfield will suddenly want to go there. So they're all going to Gillingham. And you're all heading that way. Coventry station is ridiculously busy. 5 are going to Petersfield. Beautiful, thank you. How much would it cost to replace all the locomotives on the main line now? We've done the passenger carriages. Will the Atlantic... well, it's a lot cheaper. Perhaps we just go with the Atlantics. Let's check a speed comparison. 62, 42, 22. Yep. But then we'll do a speed comparison with the A35. Wow. I'm going to go with the Atlantic. If I could afford to do them all, I don't think we're going to be able to. Or maybe. Just quickly do it. There we go. That is our Coventry main line fully modernised. Let's have a look at them, shall we? If we just pause it here, then we can have a nice look. Ooh, mind the smoke. Just get on board, that's an easy way to have a look. There we go. It's a rather splendid looking beast. Wait for the autosave there. What are you doing? 54 miles per hour. Ooh, heady speeds right here. Let's just sit on the... let's just grab onto the boiler as we arrive into Coventry. And enjoy the ride just for a few moments. Jesus, look at the platforms. I mean, it's nice to see in one respect, but I'd also like to see him being shifted as well. Let's watch the passengers embark and disembark there. Splendid. How much money does the main line now make us? Yeah, that's a lot better than it was recently. It's got on the up and up, which is what we want to see. Did we replace the trams here? We didn't. Could we afford to do it now? Both trams in Metro. Both trams in Metro? What? Both Metros in Coventry? No, 4.6. We're not too far off. We are now. Look at those earnings, -10. Obviously that'll be the Atlantics we've just laid out though. So it's not negative, it's an investment. It's an investment opportunity. Speculate to accumulate. So I'll keep an eye on that. When we hit 4.7, we'll upgrade the trams in Coventry. We've hit 4.7, let's upgrade the trams in Coventry. Tit. Metro 1 and Metro 2. Replace. There we go. Get your maintenance cranked up to the max. Let's now let's have a look at these new trams. Look at you, you've even got your number 2 on there. I am not going to attempt to pronounce that. Yeah, I am. Neuigkeiten aus Eider region. Probably butchered that entirely. For any German speakers, I do apologise. Oh, there's one of our Macs, just on his way past there. Hello. Looking very empty, sir. So we're just arriving into the passenger station now. Let's see what this is going to do for our crowding situation. Where's our busy stop? There. Well, you're not so busy anymore. Of course you're not. Why would you be? My days. The amount of people on the main line is just ridiculous. In a good way. They must be waiting here years to get a train ride. Must be on some sort of waiting list. Bridport's not much. Oh my god. Coventry, I've never knew you were so popular. People are still using the intercity bus, that's nice to see. Well, some of them. As I've said all along, I'm not too fussed if the intercity bus makes a loss. But how is our Stockton and Boston intercity bus doing? Oh, you've got a few on there. About half a dozen or so. Oh, 5 on that one. Alright, show off. Okay, so the bus service is clearly very popular. Are they running the max? Yes, they are. How many did I assign? I think it was 4. Yes. Let's get the 2 bus services for Boston. In fact, no. Do them separate. There's 1. Bus service number 2. We don't have one. Oh, of course we don't. I only set up 1. So one of our shuttle services has just left. How are you doing in terms of finances? You're going to struggle, I think. That's okay. It's mainly just to get the people onto the main line. What about you? How are you doing? Oh, you were profitable last year. That's something. But again, it's just to get the people onto the main line rather than being an actual money maker in its own right. The main line is where I make the money. Here comes our convoy of first trucks, I think they're called. They look like something and I can't think what it is. It's almost like a mobile 4-poster bed, except it's not. So I don't know why I said that. How are you doing, sir? 30? Oh, so yeah, unless they were all on there from a previous station and just didn't get off. Let's head to the south. We'll just ignore that horde. Bridgewater, how are you doing? You're not doing too badly. You've not grown much, but you're not getting any of the 2 goods that you require, so that's to be expected. Stoke's not looking too shabby. The station's busy. Well, of course, our shuttle service is still running the Prussians. Maybe it's worth doing piss all since we can't afford to, but at some point it's got to be worth to change these out. Perhaps they could have a 10-wheeler. It's a lot faster. Yeah. And passenger wagons. Maybe I'll try the top light coaches actually. 16. Yeah, I mean, just for a shuttle service, why not? So if I go like that, how are you doing in terms of your speed now? Just for something different, I might try that with this one. Or let's compare it to 3 6-axle cars. Yeah, you are faster with the smaller coaches, but obviously your capacity is greatly reduced. It's all about getting the people moving. We've got to use a 6-axle passenger car really, haven't we? 11 million! Ooh. Not going to be doing that anytime soon. Morley, how are you doing in Morley? How are we looking over here? Not too bad, although the metro services are very popular. Perhaps it's worth now upgrading the trams in Morley. 3.7. Oh, you bastard. just as I clicked it. Just. They must have seen me coming. Right, we'll come back to that in a few moments. So our trucks are streaming between the goods factory and our cargo exchange. So that is good to see. How's our steel freight doing? Are you profitable? You need more throughput to be better. Can we upgrade the trams yet? No, we're still 1 million short. How many deliveries had you made? Let's have a look. Oh, you'd made 2. Are you fully... Oh, you're not far off being fully loaded, to be fair to you. It's the iron that we're waiting on. Actually, that was the same story last time, wasn't it? They were waiting on iron, so maybe it's time the iron ore trains got an upgrade. So they can get through there faster and with a greater capacity. What we'll do 2 for now, or 2 as a side by side. So let's go for the A35, and then you want the new gondolas. That one's 5 ton lighter, so we don't want one of them. That's not going to do us any good. I mean, look at that. That would only be 6, 7. What have we got here? The Columna, a new tram. I think the Swiss tram, I beg your pardon, is the better one, but I'll compare them in a moment after I've just had a quick look at these 2 trains here. At what point does he become slower than his counterpart? Well, he's still faster, and that's an extra 50 carry capacity there or thereabouts, and an extra 20 miles an hour there or thereabouts. Trouble is though, it'll cost 8.5 million just to do the one. But that is a hold up at the moment, the iron. I mean, look at this, look how much we've got waiting here. I know he's just taken some, but even still. Yeah, we need to get those iron trains upgraded ASAP, I think. Unless we... No, we're never going to get iron from there to there on a train line, not now. I suppose we could tap into this iron mine as well. If we just have a flying platform here, and then the trains just fly on through and up there, and then run back down, and again take the flying platform so they don't interfere with the coal trains. That could be quite feasible. However, this is quite an elevation. Look at the steepness of this hill here. They'd really struggle up there, wouldn't they? Really struggle, that's the problem. I mean, what are we going from here? 154. Wow, it's 150 metre elevation change. Don't know if that's going to work, you know, I think that's too much. I really do. Until we get the really beastly locomotives later, anyway. Yeah, that's a shame. I mean, there's this iron ore mine here and this one here. But we already have a lot of shipping lines on the river. And given that it's not the world's widest river in the world, I don't want to overdo it and make it look too crowded, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's got to be just changing the trains, hasn't it? That's the simplest solution. What happens if we just change the locomotives for now? How much would that set us back? Let's call it 3 million a pop. So that's 12 million all told. It's a lot of money. What about a 10 wheeler? Would that be better? 31, 31, 18. Yeah, not really, no. The Atlantic, you are cheaper. Because that's negligible, really, isn't it? It's a little faster on medium slopes and high slopes. No, it's got... Just stick and wait for the A35s. Just get a genuine or a bona fide. No, if we just get, yeah. So it would cost us 11 million for that. That's some ways off, isn't it? We're at 6 at the minute. But that's our hold up here. If we can get the iron throughput increased, we can get the steel throughput increased. I mean, at the minute it doesn't really matter. The goods factory isn't doing anything with it. But obviously that's not going to be the case forever. And in terms of future-proofing, it would be nice to get it sorted sooner rather than later. How are we doing in Coventry? Yep, more of the same. Bridport's not too far behind it either. Gillingham getting busy. And Petersfield is picking up somewhat, which is good to see. Have these made any drop-offs yet? I don't think they have, no. So that line's not yet taken effect, but it shouldn't be too long now. We've still got 9.5 million. Do you know what? I think it's worth I think we just get rid of the loan first. It's not doing us any harm, but at least then it's gone. There we go, we're down to 3 million. Yes, it's reset our progress on upgrading on the iron trains, but it's just nice to get rid of the debt. Well, I don't think there is much else we can do in this episode. Now we are a bit tight on money, mainly because the trains that we're looking to upgrade to are a lot more pricey than we're used to paying out. So at the moment it is just a case of waiting for money to accumulate. Holy shit, Coventry. My word, you're busy. You're going to need more carriages on your trains desperately. It's a shame no one's utilising the bus service instead that we laid on. That'd help. Oh no, we've got 2, I tell a lie. So some people are using it. Not many. But yes, if we could get more people onto the buses, that'd bring the numbers down at the station. But yeah, I think that's a decent place to leave this episode. Done a few upgrades. We've obviously brought Petersfield, a lovely pink Petersfield, into the main line. We went over what was missed due to the recording error in my last session, which was the setting up the shuttle service to Boston and Stockton and the bus service for those 2 towns as well. What else did we get done today? To be honest, not much else really. We're a bit tight on money. Well, not tight, but we could do with more faster. But I suppose isn't that always the case? So yes, we'll leave it here. I think it's been fairly productive. A lot of line maintenance, if nothing else, and trying to get new trains. But that's all part of the game, I suppose, and it's something we all have to do. I think once we get the iron ore trains upgraded, and then we can get the steel train upgraded, there's 2 big money makers for us as well, so we should find ourselves waiting around a lot less than we are at present, which is always a good thing. But that'll be in a future episode, so all that remains for me to say right now, guys, is take care of yourselves. Ta-ta for now.